U.S. Energy Information Administration, EIA, revealed on Sunday that Iraq's weekly oil exports to the United States slightly declined during the last week. The U.S. imported an average of 5.09 million barrels of crude oil per day from 10 major nations last week, according to the EIA. This is a 262,000 barrel increase over the previous week, when U.S. oil imports were 4.83 million barrels per day. According to Shafaq News, Iraq's oil exports to the United States reached 141,000 barrels per day last week, representing a decline of 29,000 barrels per day compared to the previous week, when Iraq exported 170,000 barrels per day to the U.S. According to the EIA, Canada accounted for the majority of the United States crude oil imports over the previous week, with an average of 3.38 million barrels per day, followed by Mexico with 369,000 barrels per day and Nigeria with 276,000 barrels per day. An average of 152,000 barrels were imported daily by the United States from Saudi Arabia, 117,000 barrels from Colombia, 115,000 barrels from Venezuela, 99,000 barrels from Brazil, 82,000 barrels from Ecuador, and 56,000 from Libya. The decline in Iraq's oil exports to the U.S., as reported by the EIA, doesn't directly trigger a revaluation (RV) of the Iraqi Dinar (IQD), but it provides insight into Iraq's global oil trade dynamics, which are indirectly tied to its fiscal health and currency stability. Here's the connection. 1. Oil revenue equals government spending equals currency strength. Iraq relies on oil for over 90% of its national revenue. A drop in exports to a major buyer like the U.S. might signal reduced short-term income, which could affect budget planning, currency reserves, public service funding. RV relevance. For an RV to occur, Iraq needs strong and stable oil revenues to back its currency. Declining exports, if sustained, could delay or weaken revaluation prospects. 2. Diversifying oil clients equals strategic flexibility. If the U.S. reduces imports but Iraq redirects that oil to Asia, Europe, or regional buyers, it could help diversify Iraq's energy market, which is actually a long-term strength. RV relevance. Diversification supports revenue stability and foreign currency inflows from multiple regions. Building stronger foreign reserves, a requirement for any credible RV. 3. U.S.-Iraq energy relations impact broader economic ties. Lower oil trade might signal shifting U.S.-Iraq economic priorities. However, Iraq's oil is still reaching global markets, and partnerships, like with China, India, and Turkey, are becoming more important. RV relevance. The dinar's strength depends on trust in Iraq's economic stability and trade balance. As long as Iraq maintains strong total exports, the effect of reduced U.S.